Okay, so here we are at my favorite part of the storyline. There's 3 badges that take longer to get than the rest of the badges in the game. That's going to be the 1st, the 3rd, and the 8th. Fortunately, the 8th is basically the best part of the storyline. So we're going to start by doing something I missed last time. I'm going to go get the TM for Bulk Up, which we're not actually going to end up using, but we could use it on either Scyther or later on Gallade. Now we're catching a Totodile. We're going to trade this Totodile for Delta Dwebble. Keep in mind that Totodile has a ridiculously bad catch rate, so you're probably going to need to use a Great Ball in order to get it. Now, out here on Route 1, you're going to see this hiker-like figure. You're just going to talk to him. Here's the hard part. I got this fairly quickly, but it's actually going to take like quite a while to get a Delta Dwebble with Scrappy and Adamant nature. You basically got a 1 in what? 50 chance of doing that? So, yeah. This one's going to be a failure, and we're going to re-roll it until we get the right one. So as you can see here, I get pretty lucky on my second try, and we've got a Scrappy, Adamant, Delta Dwebble. Not really caring about the IVs because it is a Delta, which means it cannot breed. So we're just going to push. We're going to fix it with IV Stones later in this stream. Now another Delta that we're going to come back and get is the Delta Ralts we skipped before. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. I've decided to make it into a Delta Gallade, which means that it needs to come with a Jolly Nature. You see I have a Ralts with me that's Jolly Natured and has Synchronized ability to make sure that there's a 50% chance of getting that nature on the Ralts that I'm going to catch here. As well, it needs to be a male. That's the other big deal. It needs to be a male. After that, yeah, this just comes down to your ability to catch the Deltas. I like to catch Deltas for Premier Balls. I just think a special ball should go for a special Pokemon. So as we look at its stats, the important part for training purposes is that it has the Lightingrod ability. Of course, we wanted it to be Jolly for it to be Gallade because that speed stat is very crucial for Gallade. I end up regretting Gallade later on against the gym leader that we face, but I'll talk about that more later on and why. Okay, so now we're going to walk through using the Dex Nav. So if you're on a handheld device like I am, then you need to get rid of your buttons. After you get rid of your buttons, you'll be able to press the buttons on your screen. On my device, I need to press like up and to the left of what I'm trying to press, like far to the left and up. But you go on to face Elder Eastwood. All he has is a level 40 Electrode, and yeah, sometimes it'll just blow itself up on your Ghost, and that's a great thing, because that means you don't need a heal. We also, because we have Lightning Rod, all three of his other attacks are electric, and he is wearing a choice band, so that means if he isn't using Explosion, your Ralts will be able to straight up wall him and just chip him to death with Powder Snow. Now here's an important piece. For Delta Curlier, you do not want to level it past level 31 if you're going to evolve it into Gallade. Otherwise, you start missing important things like Swords Dance. Now, you can get a Heart Scale and get that back, but now you have to waste a Heart Scale when you could have just waited to get the Dawn Stone at Helios City in order to evolve it into Gallade first. Also, by the by, Elder Clint Eastwood is a great trainer to grind your money up against. So because I trained off screen against him for quite some time, I have quite a bit of money and I'm able to buy all of the tablet things for the secret base. So I go ahead and do that immediately. Now we're back to training Delta Dwebble. Unlike Delta Ralts, he's not as easy or cheap to train. If you try to switch him in at all against Electrode, he will get killed. So just be mindful of that. It might be easier later on in the game with experience share because you don't really need Crustle until you get up to about fighting the third gym leader. But yeah, it's nice to have. If you want to do that extra train now, you can. Also, with Delta Dwebble, we will not be delaying its evolution. At level 34, it will be evolving into Delta Crustle, and we will be getting Metal Claw as a move for it on level up once it evolves. So your level limit at this point is level 45. We're at level 44. So we're just going to go ahead and knock these guys out. The highest these guys get is level 37, I think, for the last battle that you fight. So you should actually be able to take these guys on immediately following the second gym. Alright, so I do end up getting incredibly unlucky this fight, but it is what it is. It works out for us eventually. I'm not gonna lie, these guys kind of came up with a slick plan for the amount of time they had to put that together, because I literally just walked in the gym, beat the gym leader, walked out, and they already had this guy on an island ready to use him as a hostage from you. I gotta give him credit where credit's due. By the way, I'm doing more captures off screen because capturing is so unreliable and it makes for very bad viewership. But I caught that Grimer. It's a male. It has to be like level 31 or lower, I think. And just to make sure that it has Sludge Bomb. So yeah, I caught that. It's going to breed with my female Haunter eventually to get a Sludge Bomb Gengar. By the way, this is not the last time this video that if Infernape is going to cause me issues. I'm somewhat considering pulling this particular fight out of the video, but I think it's important to just understate how difficult all the trainers in this game are. Not just the gym leaders, because the gym leaders are super hard, but every single trainer you fight is kind of tough. So I left this in because I want to talk about Girafarig. It has one of the best megas in this game, so if you want to go catch it early, just to get some turn and burn on it before it goes mega, you can get it there on Misty Way. So you see me just carefully weaving my way through this route, trying to avoid all the fights. Yeah, I just want to get to a Pokemon Center. Like, I need to heal. Alright, so another thing we skipped on Route 5 was Samsara Cave. It's going to be a central avenue that we return to multiple times throughout a playthrough, a complete playthrough anyway. But our first time is going to be very simple. We're going to see a lot of these petrified statues. There's a cockatrice in here somewhere. If you left Dragon's Dogma, then yeah, you remember cockatrices from that. Or actually, even more appropriate, from the Medusa area in the second game. But I digress. Yeah, there's a couple items you can grab. You saw me grab them, and now we're going to this area where they've got these Pidgeotto statues. There's a button on one of the statues. It lets you go downstairs, and here you could fight and catch Delta Pidgey if you wanted to. But keep in mind, if you're playing Delta Squirtle like I am, that would be another Pokemon with a 4X fairy weakness, and that's something I decided I didn't need for my team because Delta Pidgey is a dark dragon type. So after we finish up all that, we head on out. We're going to catch a Vibrava. It's going to be female level 35. That is particularly important, and we also want it to be timid, so we are using a timid Gardevoir here. The reason is we're going to make this one a Mega. And Mega Flygon has a much higher special attack than regular attack, so that's why we're getting the timid first, because you get Mega Flygon before you get Armored Flygon. So you might as well start with the female. And also Armored Flygon can get U-turn as an egg move, so go ahead and catch the female first as a timid at level 35 so that it has Earth power, because it'll forget it at level 36. So I know that's a lot that I just shot at you, but trust me, it'll pay off in dividends later. And as you can see, it does have the move Earth Power. If it was level 36 or higher, it would have replaced that with Sandstorm, which is useless. So, yeah. Okay, so one of the hardest things to describe is where to get Flygonite in words, but basically look where that Flygon is pointing and just go that way and then click on the ground, and yeah, you'll get it. Yeah, your daily reminder that Cultists are kind of bad guys. They're actually really bad. They're not Team Rocket. They're not messing around. They're here to kill people and catch legendary Pokemon. Anyway, yeah. I actually have a good start against that Infernape because Gardevoir is actually pretty decent against it. But as you can tell, my team is hurting pretty badly, so we're just not going to make it through this fight. Anyway, after getting our behinds washed by Damian, it's time to form IV stones. And I also get a heart scale here, which is nice. So basically, this is the best place to do it. You just keep breaking these 5 rocks in the southwest part of Coral Town. And you've got a 1 in 114 chance every rock break, or basically a 1 in 23 chance every 5 rock breaks to get it. If you don't get it, then you go inside a nearby house and then start right over. You can also catch a Carbink doing this, which is a good counter for the last boss that we're going to fight in this video, but it's completely unnecessary and you're going to see why. Okay, so now we're going to go back inside and we're going to try to put hands and feet on Damian again. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we're 1 for 1, not bad, not bad. I kind of wish I won the lead fight, but, you know, this isn't that bad. And also, I don't know if the AI knows that that I can just Night Slash this thing and 2-hit it, but yeah, now it does. Yeah, no. Luxray seemingly always burns with Fire Fang, and it irks the crap out of me. Like, why does this always happen? By the way, don't get confused. That it's not a regular Venusaur that you're about to fight. So go ahead and get your Delta Squirtle up out of there, or your other starter if you have a different starter. Yeah. Haunter's actually a borderline good counter for it, or at least a check for it, especially if you're doing shift battles. Like, you should be using Haunter for this. And that is exactly when I lost. Now, I've got a Crawdont with a Dragon Dance up, and my only options are a Dark type, a Ghost type, and 2 Pokemon that are about to die. Yeah, I lost that battle. So anyway, I decided, hey, you know what would help? If I had an actual Flygon instead of Vibrava. And it sucks because I love Vibrava. I want to use Vibrava, but we don't have Eviolite, so I can't use Vibrava. I need the upgrade in order to beat that Infernape. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to upgrade. We're going to learn a couple new moves. Ancient Roar and Draken Roar, I think. Draken Voice, yeah. And we're going to use that in order to continue facing off against Damian later. Ouch. Yeah, I didn't think that Luxray had Ice Fang on it, but now we know. Anyway, we had a much better start off, so we should be able to close this out. After this, I ended up thinking to myself, maybe I should have just used Metal Claw from the start. I don't know if it would have worked or not. Maybe not. And honestly, Facade might have even been better, or just use Return for even more damage. Because with Return's damage, I probably could have chipped it to death with Ice Shard coming off of Cleaver here. Yeah, if this didn't hit, or honestly, I don't even know if I need to crit. Hopefully I didn't with how much attack I have, but yeah, hopefully I didn't need that crit. And I've learned my lesson from before. Instead of trying to set up, I just go for the damage. So now we're in the second upper area of Resi Desert. Down here in the bottom right corner, you can find Tyranitarite for later if you want to use it. And otherwise, we're just going to keep pushing. Alright, Rogan Town. The important thing to do here, especially for a Delta Squirtle player, is to get Hidden Power. Now, in order to get it, you're going to basically want to spend 80 grand of your money at the game corner, gambling spot, whatever you want to call it, in order to get TM10, which is Hidden Power. Hopefully you've set yourself up for success and you have Hidden Power Poison at 70 power. If you don't, the best you can do is later on we're going to see a move tutor in the sewers who can give us acid. That's literally your best option, and honestly at that point you're better off using other stuff, like, yeah, just something that hits harder and is neutral against fairies. Real quick, I do want to point out this house right here. Inside of it, you're able to get one free IV stone from the sky and the top hat Indiana Jones looking dude. Yeah, he'll give you one. So that'll save you 8 minutes of farming there, because I did a live record of it and it took about 8 minutes just to get one. Oh, also, that team right there is Incinerate. Go ahead and grab that. You can use it on a Delta Pidgey if you're running it. Okay, so I don't know how the footage got deleted, but that TM right there was taunt. So for later on in the game, when you start fighting the Battle Frontier, that's where you get taunt at. So finally we crossed the Golden Bridge into Helios City. There's a ton of stuff here. Honestly, I skip a lot of it, but you just see little places where I grab stuff. Up here, I'm going to go talk to a guy who's going to give us a life orb, so thank you very much there. That's going to be the only one we can get for quite some time. Eventually, we have to make our way to the department store, but we're going to go talk around to more people. I think this house is where you get Delta Lotad. It's a water psychic type. You need to trade any dragon for it. I think the only dragon that's really available is Vibrava back in Reside Desert. So you'd get a level 34 Delta Lotad and then work with it. I don't end up doing that because I just don't have space for it on my squad. I already have to remove extra Pokemon off the squad that I was thinking about using in order to fit the ones I had. Yeah, so like I said, between the second and third badge, you kind of have a lot of time to get your Pokemon competitive. And I mean that quite literally. Like if you play competitive Pokemon, it's time to start setting up sets for the most part. Now you're going to be missing a lot of moves, but as far as items go, you're going to be able to find a lot, as well as some TMs here that are nice to have, and some hold items. These power items, if you really want to go crazy with the breeding, you can. We're not going to go crazy with the breeding just because we don't need to. You're going to see why by the end of this video. But we do buy a lot of stuff. Air balloons, all the consumables like air balloons and white herbs, we definitely buy a lot of those. And I just buy as many of the other stuff as I feel like I'll end up needing. By the way, we are buying so many white herbs because we have Delta Crustal on our team. And every time you use a Cell Smash, we want to be able to get all that defense back. This wide lens is nice for our Delta Scyther. We're going to use it on him. See, Lagging Tail, I'm not running Delta Sunflora, but if I was, Lagging Tail would be really nice for it because it gets that ability analytic, which means it does 30% more damage if it moves last. It would be really nice to have on Delta Sunflora. By the way, don't underestimate those focus ashes. You're probably going to end up needing one by the end of this chapter of the game. The Rocky helmets are nice too, because they'll do damage to the final boss of this chapter of the game. All right, so down in the department store basement, kind of just find your way through this mini maze of boxes and crates, and you'll get to the basement. Now, once you're in the basement, you kind of want to go up and then curl right. Just stick to the right side wall as much as possible. You see, I didn't do that there, but I'm going to do it now. Um, yeah, there's a lot of junk on the floor that may look like items. You don't have very good ability to see, so you just have to maneuver your way around. But eventually you'll get there and you'll find a flashlight, which is flash, so you have a slightly bigger bubble. Also, here's that tutor on the west side of this sewer that's able to teach us acid or gunk shot. Honestly, if you're using acid, you've messed up. You should have got hidden power poison. But anyway, you can teach acid there. Gunk shot is actually a good move, so if you need to teach it to something, you can. So the black market is a useful place. You'll be able to evolve your trade evolutions here. So that's one thing that we're going to do at the witch doctor's house to right here. You're also able to get custom move here. You're not able to use this online, but you can use it amongst your physical Pokemon. It's basically physical hidden power, except it doesn't depend on your IVs. It just depends on what you tell the guy that you want as a typing. But every Pokemon you have has the exact same typing, so be mindful of that. If you're going to go with Fairy on one Pokemon, you got to go with Fairy on all your Pokemon that use the custom move. We do end up going with Fairy for this, and I don't think we end up needing it actually because of things that happen later. But I digress. Let's move forward. And immediately I realize my lead off is completely wrong again. So now we need to swap out. However, he's prepared with knockoff on a Machamp. So, and I don't get the confused roll. So I'm just down Pokemon. I try to swap out and get the Shell Smash to go, but he gets the confusion. I do get Shell Smash and White Herb that prop, but then I just hit myself. So he just kills me. And then I just decide, you know what? It's fine. Let's come back later. My swap is going to be to start with Xatu, and then we're going to try this again. Right here, I'm wishing I actually used the Focus Sash because I would have been able to basically take him down. But it ends up working out since I get a free turn to set up without getting confused. Now I can just go ahead and try to take out his Mega Stunfisk. Does not quite work out for me. That crit hurt. But here we go, Cleaver with the clutch. Cleaver with the clutch there. Also, I want to sue for whatever's going on here. How does Grumpig end up one-shotting my Gengar? I'm so confused here. I didn't think that was a thing. Anyway, after beating him, we are given the ability to Mega Evolve, which we've already unlocked for Flygon, and we're about to also unlock it for our Delta Blastoise, and promptly not even really use it because Delta Blastoise is kind of garbage, I ain't gonna lie. Alright, so finally we do what we forgot to do, and that is evolve Curlia into Delta Gallade. And now that we have Delta Gallade at level 31, it is going to learn Swords Dance. We're going to forget, I think we forget Shockwave for it, right? No, Powder Snow. Yeah, you can tell I was like confused in game. Like, which one of these moves do I get rid of? They're all similarly useless, but I gotta pick one. Yeah. We're also going to go ahead and make that stop at the custom move house, and we're going to learn our custom move. As I said before, it's going to be a fairy type move. I'm going to end up naming it something kind of cringy and edgy. I could end up calling it Elven Edge, but it is what it is, bro. And right here is where I realized I messed up. And I probably should have went with Delta Gardevoir instead, because I need to set up in order to do good damage against that Skarmory. And yeah, no, nothing's working out there. So we run it back, and I say, okay, I'm going to do one Swords Dance, and then I'm going to try to knock it out. And it actually ends up working out, right? Maybe I should have just hit it with Thunder Punch twice so that I ignored its, I could ignore its, what you call it, sturdy. Now thinking back, that's what I should have done. But I didn't know that Thunder Punch would do that much damage against it because it's a physical attack, even if it's super effective. But yeah, we just end up getting shuffled around, phased a bit by his Skarm, my old nemesis from Smogon Net Battle back in Gen 3. So because Delta Blastoise is hot garbage, I'm not going to have many chances to use its Mega because there's just better stuff to be doing with Mega Evolution. But I will use it here just to show it off because I did get it. Honestly, I think this proc actually ends up saving the battle for me, on top of not actually being confused here. I think that ends up rescuing the battle for me. But I mean, honestly, Kingdra missing Hydro Pump and Noivern missing Hurricane 2 in a row both contribute to victory immensely. And then just getting the range on Talonflame with this +2 Flare Blitz is also very nice. So anyway, this is why I say all those things that happened before save the battle for me, because you see Altaria Mega Evolves and then immediately gets put on a t-shirt, and that does not happen if I don't have that last 5 HP remaining. I'd have to actually battle that thing to the bitter end, and I don't know if I'd win that battle. I do know that my own Mega is absolutely worthless against it, so there you go. Ain't no please, homie. You about to get killed. All right, so for the true final boss of this leg of the plot line, now I've played this game a long time ago, like 10 some years ago, right? And this was a very difficult boss. I played with Delta Charmander back then, and I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't read ahead or anything. I just went into it, and I remember this boss beating my behind. However, yeah, just watch. Flygon just one-shots him. So yeah, it does take quite a lot of work to get Mega Flygon at this point in the game. But if you have one, holy crap, it just straight up one-shots Rayquaza. So that's just something that can happen. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button. That's all I ask for. If you want to subscribe, you want to see more of this, then please do. Otherwise, catch you on the next one. It's Squirrel World. Peace.